Hey there, thank you so much for downloading this week's show. My sister Paula is out this week with some illnesses because she is the sickest girl in the world, but that does pave the way for Producer Dub to get some time behind the mic with me. So this week it is Producer Dub and me talking about our travels to Los Angeles and how I'm a bit of a high maintenance traveler. We also talk a little bit about our changes that are going on at home with our children leaving the nest. So hopefully you will enjoy those stories. Paula will be back next week for a new show. In the meantime, enjoy this one.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
I can have kittens and puppies galore.
And filling in for Paula, Producer Dub.
We were definitely not the youngest motherfuckers in that place.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the ugly truth.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth, everybody. See my throat.
You have performance anxiety already.
Performance anxiety, and I'm not the one who should have it.
You know what? I've got an answer to performance anxiety. Hold on.
What?
Just hold on one second.
What are you doing? Aw, champagne. Why did you do that? Is this cold?
Yeah.
Okay. What was this for?
It's for no reason. Cheers.
I saw the champagne chilling in the fridge because we're married, so I saw what was in there.
Everybody loves just because champagne, but it might help.
Okay. Episode 237. Welcome to the truth, everybody. As you can hear, and if you're a longer time listener, you will know that my sister Paula is truly the sickest girl in the world. And she takes many medications. She has many ailments. And so unfortunately she had to skip out this week on the show. And so hopefully, and I'm in touch with her constantly. So hopefully she'll be recovered and will be returning next week.
Yeah. Because
we're kind of winding down the year. I don't know how many more shows we're going to be doing from now until the end of the year. I know we generally take the Christmas week off. Mm-hmm. Christmas lands on a Monday this year. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so welcome to the Ugly Truth. So with that being said, a very special sit-in guest would be the one and only Clark Griswold. A.K.A. Sparky. Or, as you may or may not know, Producer Dub. So welcome, Producer Dub. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So
I'll always have a spot because she will always have a moment where she's sick. So
yeah, she's the sickest girl in the world.
So I will always get a show or two in a year. So.
Yes, you will. And of course, also, we are married.
Yes.
As people may or may not know. And if it wasn't for Producer Dub, we would not have a show.
Aww.
Because I'm not technically inclined, as I burped. Champagne burp. So, I mean, I would eventually figure it out.
Sure.
But it would have been a longer
We'd be on episode, 28.
7. Yeah, it would not.
Instead of 237.
It would not. Or I would have, eventually I would have recruited somebody. Sure. I would have vendored it out.
Right.
To have someone produce the show.
Right.
So it would be very different. So thank you.
Thanks.
As usual, we thank you. But
you are welcome.
So, episode 237, we're in the midst of the holiday season. Mm-hmm. Are you enjoying your Christmas season so far?
I feel like we can't start the show. I know both sisters aren't here.
All right.
But I need to do it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Trip Affleck does it better than you, I'm just saying.
What? Oh, yeah. That's right. He had on the anniversary show. His Ugh.
All right. So with that being said, you and I have actually had quite a busy schedule for the last month or so. Lots of adventures, a lot of expensive trips. Just so you know, nothing was free. Oh, everything was on our dime, but we really wanted to do it. It was one of our bucket lists to go to LA to see the LA Jingle Ball.
Yeah, iHeartRadio.
The Kiss FM, yes, the iHeartRadio.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know you work for iHeart, so you have a little bit of a special.
All it really gave me was the ability to buy tickets to a show that otherwise sold out in a day. So
exactly.
I still had to buy everything and
the
didn't
seats
have
were
to
okay.
pay. Yeah,
I mean, they were good.
Okay, listen.
They were all right.
We got what we have like P1 through P5. Those are the seat levels for all the shows, right? I bought the P3. I know that's not normally the level that we enjoy, especially you. However, flying down there, staying at a nice hotel,
right,
and paying over $500 a ticket was not going to happen.
I'm uncomfortable paying that kind of money for a show, so I'm cool with what we did. Quickly, the show was amazing.
Ridiculous.
I had my favorites. Obviously, Demi Lovato is one of my most favorite artists. It was great to see Taylor Swift. She closed out the show. She was really great.
And we saw that was the first performance of Reputation and the first actual concert she had done in like 3 years. So it was awesome.
No, it was nice to see her. Of course, producer Dev thinks that she's put on some weight.
No, I said
did.
It's possible she's put on some weight because she was wearing a hefty trash bag with glitter on it.
That's all you had to say, brother. If you had said that to me, I would have been like, "Oh, really? The shirt was not doing it for you?" Oh, shoot, sorry. Our microphone, as you may have heard last week, I broke our microphone. So it's
on Ugly Cuts. If you haven't listened to Ugly Cuts yet, go back and listen to Ugly Cuts 236. Yeah. And it sounds like an earthquake.
It's swinging on a pendulum right now, so we're basically chasing the mic. It may be time to upgrade. I'm just wondering. Maybe we should. Maybe it's time.
Maybe the Ugly Truth will get microphones for Christmas.
Perhaps. Regardless of the show, since I have you here, and you're so good about kind of just allowing me to exist in my weirdness when we're traveling, because I'm not a good traveler.
No.
Actually, none of the Uggs are good travelers. We all use some kind of substance to get us through the adventure of the airport, flight, landing, what have you. How did you think I did?
Okay.
I didn't cry on the way home.
That's true.
So that's good.
Here's the thing. Considering that you got shafted by the waitress in the little restaurant at the gate.
Yes.
Who insisted that she had champagne for you. And one sip in, you knew it was Prosecco and probably flat Prosecco at that.
It was rot gut.
Oh my God, she didn't finish it and didn't want to get, I had I'm an A-lister on the Southwest, I'm cool like that. But had drink coupons ready to go and she just didn't want to do it. And man,
well,
I was so considering the start, I thought you did tremendous on the way there.
I think what it is about travel is that it's so unpleasant. There's nothing fun about going to the airport anymore. It used to be a fun thing to do. Now, you have to obey the rules to such a letter of the law that it becomes completely unfun. It reminds me of when you're in school and you have a mean teacher.
Right.
It's the whole experience is like that, and it's bad. And the bathrooms are bad too, by the way.
Right.
At high noon, I walk into the bathroom and it smelled already like pussy and nylons.
Ew.
Already. And it's like, it's noon. Where did you people fly in from?
Airline stewardess
Australia?
took a bath.
Maybe? Oh, God. I didn't even think of that.
They washed their nylons in the toilet. What was that story we heard? We haven't told that in a long time. Where never drink coffee near an airport hotel.
Okay, so this is what I've heard, and you may have read this somewhere else, but some of the do's and don'ts of staying in hotel surrounding airports.
Yeah.
Do not drink out of the if they're old school coffee makers, don't drink out of them because whores and maybe, I don't think airline people do, but I think prostitutes kind of frequent those hotels, and they will wash their underwear in coffee makers because of the hot water. Oh God, I just can't even. I can't even with that. But you know they do. It's like, excuse me, I need to wash my crusty panties in your coffee maker before I go. Thanks for the $20. I don't know. That's how they talk. Did you know that? That's how they talk.
Okay.
So
wait. Well, I'm just glad you're impersonating someone other than me on the show.
So I was very disappointed with the odors going on in the bathroom at such an early hour. Sure. It was a little. I was angry. I was angry and personally offended that I was having to deal with those odors at noon. It's like, how do you expect me to eat now? It's like I literally can spit out the air. It's so disgustingly solid in here. It's bad. And if it was poop, it'd be one thing, but it wasn't. Your face. You can't do it.
As a guy...
Does it smell like that in men's rooms?
Well, it never smells like... Well,
What, like pussy and nylons?
It doesn't smell like pussy and nylons.
Does it smell like crotch rot?
Nah, it just usually just generally smells like piss on the floor and stink.
Ooh.
But it was like, but that's easily.
I could deal with urine.
Yeah, but
that would be a leg up from what I endure in women's bathrooms, especially traveling areas.
No, it's not.
I've been to truck stops where the bathrooms smell less bad than these airports. Anyway, we made it through the flight. I cried only a little, right?
Only a teeny bit.
Yes. Well, yeah. I try real hard because you want to know why I cry on the flights? What do you think? Why do you think I cry when we're taking off? What do you think it is?
I think it's a combination of fear, but also probably more of just you working into your mind that if we die, what happens to the kids?
That's exactly it. That is literally it.
Basically, you work yourself up, is my thinking.
I'm terrified that we're going to fall out of the sky and my children will be alone. It's totally it. Oh, see, I'm getting upset right now. I can't even.
Because you get it in your head that could happen, and you can't. You have to think of it like you're driving off to go to the grocery store or something.
No,
like you can't.
It doesn't work like that for me, and you know it. It doesn't. So we land. Everything's fine. LAX is under construction.
It is a fucking nightmare.
There has got to be. The thing with LAX is that so many celebrities sometimes have to go through there. I know most prefer Burbank, but you have to deal with LAX if you fly all over the country, which many do. There is no way to avoid the hellhole, which is the pickup area for Uber.
Right,
it is
it's
bad.
Really bad.
It is. You are standing against a white wooden wall with signs and construction, and people are double parked and they're screaming. You and I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the Uber lady? She was picking up that couple.
Oh, they got in and then had to get out.
They got out.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought maybe you knew.
They were either in the wrong vehicle entirely.
I don't think so. You know why? Because
or she wouldn't take the ride or something.
Attila the Hun goes, "Are you really getting out right now?" And the guy was like, yeah. And they got out, and I'm like,
their luggage was in the trunk already. They were
in and ready to go, and then all of a sudden he gets out, and he's all popped the trunk, and he pulled his shit out. I was like, well, she doesn't look like a very nice lady, but still, maybe the odor was really bad because our Uber driver.
Oh.
Okay, first of all, what is it with you in ordering the minivans for Uber?
Okay, I didn't. Here's what I did. Okay, first of all, I don't. When we're involved, I no longer will do Uber X, which is the basic
bottom line easy
the only thing lower than Uber X is Uber Pool, which is basically Uber X, but you pick up multiple people. It's like a carpool.
We've done Uber Pool, mister.
That was an accident.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't even know Uber Pool existed.
Thank God we had Tyrone, and he was a decent driver, and it was fun.
Tyrone was the best Uber driver we've ever had.
He was literally the best to this day.
So I ordered Uber
Select.
No, it was Uber XL. So LA has Uber XL, which basically means it's probably somewhere between X and Select, but it's bigger. Because the problem with Uber X is, at least in San Francisco,
Prius.
You're going to get a Prius.
Right.
9 times out of 10.
Right.
So we're going to be, and there's 4 of us plus luggage. Right. So I go, okay, well, I'll do Uber XL, so at least it'll be X or Select, but it'll be bigger. Right. And we got a minivan.
We get a minivan.
So
luckily,
pissed.
It was black.
Yeah, we were like, what color is it? Because if it's green, we're literally canceling the ride.
Or gold.
Yeah, green or gold, they can't drive. It's known fact. So we were just going to do that.
So we have a very nice man. We get in the car. And of course, the immediate stench, the immediate smells. And it's like, and the minivan has no windows to roll down, and he's got his air conditioning blowing at an Arctic level, which would be fine, except that it stinks. And finally, before we even pulled into our hotel, which I wanted to rip my face off. I was so ready to get out of there. I opened my purse to shove my snout in my purse because I couldn't stand the odor. And I'm looking at you going, how are you not wanting to retch right now?
It was a major odor day for you that day.
It's always a major odor day for me. Always. So this is the smell. It's, you're not a big fan of Seinfeld. However, do you recall the Seinfeld episode when Jerry lets someone, he goes to a restaurant and he valets his car, and the dude gets in the car and his BO is so bad that it literally permeated every aspect of his car and anyone who went in it.
Doesn't he have it like detailed later in the episode or something? He had it
detailed, cleaned. Elaine was in it, and her boyfriend wouldn't sleep with her because her hair smelled of BO. She went and had it treated, and it still was in there. It was a faint underline of that.
Was that when Kronk was the boyfriend?
No, that was
a different boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
faint underline of that odor permeating my nostrils, along with what I swore was dirty socks in some kind of New Balance tennis shoe. And so I used my hair to make a mask so that I could at least only smell my hair product. And my concern was that I was going to smell like this for the rest of the day.
So, in addition to that...
How could you not smell it?
It was...
Don't
typical.
Even.
I'm in a lot more Ubers than you. I am in a lot more Ubers than you.
Okay.
It was not unusual to have smelly over bad
It was
cologne.
Not cologne.
It was
body. Dirty body. New rule. If you Uber and
select
travel.
Only.
No.
Okay.
You can't do anything to me until you shower and change your clothes.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I do select when I'm on the company dime.
Oh, well, pardon me. Oh, well, pardon me.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Cheap.
it was a mistake. But I was really concerned about getting a small car, and I should have been more concerned about getting a piece of shit.
How many times are we going to have to endure your poor choices before we finally just get what we want, which is either a limo?
Probably many. But I will work on it. So here's the other thing that made this the wrong choice. So not only was the size of the car and the fact that it was black was fine. The odor sucked for sure. I totally get it. But here was the other thing that I did not take into account. You do not want to pull up. I don't care if it was gold plated.
Thank you.
The problem with getting the XL and not knowing what vehicle you were going to get was that we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton Marina Del Rey.
Gorgeous. Very highfalutin fancy pants
and even
hotel.
The fanciest of minivans in front of the Ritz-Carlton is not okay.
It was awful.
So, needless to say, we took Uber 3 more times.
So we pull up in our black minivan, and those poor guys are like, oh, good, the Clampets are staying with us this weekend.
God damn it.
God damn, let's get them out of here.
So I
know.
Needless to say, we Ubered 3 more times to concert, back from the concert.
Yes.
And back from the concert was like at 2 a.m., so it didn't matter. But
Vanessa was fine.
We just needed a ride at that point. We couldn't be picky.
Her teeny tiny car had a layer of nicotine on the windows.
But when we had choices from then on, we did select, and we got a really nice driver and a black Suburban.
That was beautiful.
That was awesome.
That was my most favorite ride.
Yeah, for sure. She was
nice.
Yes. So anyway,
you made a face. You didn't like her. Did you not like her? Did you think she was weird?
I know she was fucking weird.
First of all, she was a name dropper. Hardcore name dropper.
Honey, no. Name dropper would be soft. She said she was in a fucking movie. She said they did a movie based on her because she's the first female Uber Select driver ever. And
I am going to Google that, and if
full of shit.
You think she was a liar?
Fuck yes, she was a liar. No, there's no way she had I don't know who it was. Who was it?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks in her car. In her fucking
Black.
Uber. Whatever. And Jack Black's dad produced a movie. Well, I think it was some documentary or something.
It was like Taxi Cab Confessions.
And you know what? I will come on this show and eat my fucking words if you find it.
But
I'm telling you.
I am going to. You know why? There was no shit the other day. There was an ad, one of the sponsored ads on social media of what goes down in this black girl's Uber car.
No.
I swear to God, but it wasn't her. It was a younger, prettier looking one.
Okay, so here's the other thing about her. She was great too. She was great. She was weird, but she had 12 years in the Navy.
Oh my God.
She had a fucking
She was
taser.
Hardcore. She's like, I got a taser right here.
This will put you out for 9 minutes.
And I'm like, oh damn. I'm like, I want that taser.
Oh my God.
She was great, actually.
Yeah, she was.
Literally pulled us up the way that God intended. I literally got out and I was 2 steps away.
She ignored every sign of where you're supposed to drop people off and took us to the VIP.
2 steps away to VIP, and I'm like, see, this girl knows what I'm talking about. She understands.
She was. I felt she was full of shit, but she was super nice. She could have
been, tips and stuff. And how many times did she have to tell us that she gets tips outside of the app? She said that twice.
Oh no! Well, not only tips, but when you're that kind of driver, and enough on Uber, but when you're that kind of driver. People will do private rides.
No, I get it. I get it. I just meant, she's like, well, sometimes they give me tips outside of it, and that's okay. And I'm No, honey. This is a special weekend for us. We don't stay at the Ritz every time, okay? This is a super special thing.
We splurged for sure.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway, it was an end game. It was a fun trip. It was an incredible show. And actually, one of the cool things about it is you and we got back, and within hours, we were off to another concert to see the Foo Fighters, which was awesome.
Well, I want to kind of segue into that before our ugly and awkward moment.
Okay.
But the reason that I want to segue into it is because on our way home, flight was super smooth. We had great pilots, blah, blah, blah. We get home.
Oh, God.
We land.
Jesus.
We are in the plane.
We're still on the tarmac. We're not even at the gate yet.
And we turn on we turn on our phones, and we're checking everything. And we both see motion because, and I think I'll talk about this later with Paula just to give her an idea.
Sure.
But you decided to purchase security cameras for the house because you travel, and I get it.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I don't want to see the monsters walking around at night when we're all sleeping, but because we have security beyond just the cameras, it's like, okay, fine. I get it.
It's mostly for you to be able to see who is at the door without having to go down and answer the door, right?
No, well, okay, and here's the other thing. Now that we've installed it, you see how many times.
That's ridiculous.
It's like a flippin' circus.
I had to turn my alerts off.
You have to.
I mean, granted,
all the time.
80% of them, maybe 70% are the fucking cats setting it off, motion detecting, setting it off, which I have to figure out. But
that's not true, though.
Well, especially this, you get a lot of shipments, you know, yeah. So
it's constant.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we have these security cameras. So we're sitting on our plane. We've landed. I'm like, oh, thank God. I've made it through another day. I'm actually going to live to see my children. If Daryl can get me home in one piece without getting into a car wreck, we've survived the weekend. See, I'm never fully safe until we leave the airport and actually make it to our destination safely. It doesn't end till I walk in the door. It just doesn't. It's the way I am.
Wow.
So we see movement on our camera, and we both look at
when we were still on the plane, yes.
We both look at the camera, and we're like, that's a dog. Now, it is a husky.
It's clearly a husky.
And
it's got a collar, and it's roaming the front porch.
We absolutely believed it was our beloved husky, our skunk killer, Bodega.
Yeah.
And so we're like, holy shit.
He's out.
He's out. How did he get out? The backyard's like a fortress, and we've been watching it all weekend. We know he didn't escape because we would have seen it.
And our older daughter had been here not even 2 or 3 hours before, so it wasn't
So suddenly then, our neighbor, who loves Bodega, comes to the door to knock on our door to see if Bodega got out, and our camera has a microphone.
Yeah, so I basically, he's calling Bodega's name because... Well, long story short is it has two-way communication. So I'm on the plane and I hit the mic and I go, Neil, not to scare you, but I can see you. I'm on this camera. We're on a plane. We're at the Sacramento airport, blah, blah, blah. Do you see Bodega? Because we caught him on camera like he's out. And he goes, yeah, I've seen him.
Around.
He goes, but what's weird is, and this is somewhat of a spoiler alert, but what's weird is I think I hear him in your backyard.
Okay.
Right? I was like, well, can you check? And he's like, yeah.
That's a fact that would have been nice to know.
Yeah, so, well, I did tell you that.
I didn't.
Okay, so added to our belief that he got out, we live really close to like this village, right? Like this little old town village that has lots of stores and stuff. And they were having a Christmas event. So there were tons of people in the neighborhood and noise and music and all this stuff. So we thought, oh, he got spooked, somehow got out. But it turns out our daughter Malia had friends at that event, and they all know Bodega. So she texts them and says, go see if you can find Bodega. So between the neighbor and all of Malia's friends, they see this dog.
And they start chasing him.
And they start trying to get him to come to them chasing him.
It's like a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
And mind you, all of these people have seen Bodega. They know what he looks like. That's how similar this was. So they're chasing him. Now he passes the major Sunrise, which is the major street near us.
It's like a freeway.
It's like a 6-lane
freeway.
Thing.
Yeah, it's really big.
And 50 miles an hour. So apparently he gets across from that. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, they lose him, but they tell us where they lose him.
Yeah,
they go, we're at the corner of this street and that street, right? So on our way back, you said, well, let's just go down the street. Let's just go past and see if we can see him.
Because if it's our dog, I will find him.
We'll find him. Right?
I found him many times.
We've done this number of times with him.
He comes to us. He's upset, but he will come to us.
So we go down this street, and then we get halfway down the street, and what happens?
I hear barking.
Right.
And I'm like, I hear him, you guys. And we pull up, and sure enough, in a clearing in this huge backyard that's not fenced.
It's chicken wire fencing.
It's like
right?
a
You can
farm
see
wire.
right.
Yeah, you can see him. Is a dog standing in the moonlight, a husky, barking his head off. And I said, and Daryl's like, there he is! And we go running across. Now, it is pitch black. It is rural.
Yeah, there's no lights on this
street
street.
lights, nothing. And then there's an old man standing in his yard staring at this giant dog. Now, I did not think it was him because this dog is big.
Yeah.
It was a big, big dog. But it's like, we can't not check. What if it's Bodega?
Yeah.
Well, we can't say, oh, it's not him, and then have it be him.
Yep.
So you go and you're all yelling at this dog, and I'm talking to this poor old man who's giving me his life story about how his daughter's dog died and that his dog has a hip dysplasia and he's crawling around like Herbert's dog on Family Guy. And so you were all, honey! And I'm like, what? You're all, come here! And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what? You know, is he injured or whatever? So I go over there and you're like, I don't think it's him. And I'm like, he goes, call him. And I call him and the dog turns and looks at me and I'm like, it's not Bodega.
Yeah.
How bizarre that a husky or maybe a Malamute.
Well, it was a husky, but it had more wolf in it than Siberian husky like ours does.
This dog was so upset, but it wasn't ours. And then what was weird is now that we're kind of invested with this old man, Dan, it's like, do we leave?
Man Dan.
Do we leave the dog? I mean, what do we
did.
do? Well, we had to.
Well,
I just remember going, best of luck, Dan, and just like, pew, we're out of there because we're like, and I said, I swear to God, if that dog's in our backyard, I swear to God, and he was.
So we come home. And
the dog is there,
which we should have done in the first place. And by the way, I was never able to connect with the neighbor again, or he would have told me that Bodega was there in the backyard.
Why didn't he come back and look at them?
I don't know. He just figured we were on our way home and we'd see him when we got there. He said,
didn't know about the other dog in our
He
chasing.
just figured it was another dog. Well, his wife chased that dog forever too. So they all, and she had him close and had the leash and was like, I'm not sure. So
you know what's really cool though?
Anyway,
everybody loves
him.
Yeah. Everybody loves him. They all wanted him to be safe.
So we're totally stressed out, and in the end, it caused us to be late to the Foo Fighters concert, but we still saw an amazing show. So
hold on.
Anyway,
sorry, you're missing out the most adventurous part.
Wait, what?
Bodega killed a rooster.
Okay. Oh, God.
And we had to clean it up.
So for those of you who have heard the show many times, you know that there are fucking chickens, feral, wild chickens everywhere in Fair Oaks. They're known for it. Every store's got chickens in the store. They live in the fucking trees down the street. They're everywhere, right? And so we hate them. But anyway. But they never come in the yard. Ever. Like, they don't come this far down, and they certainly don't get in our backyard. So what happened was that same neighbor, after we say, oh, he's here, and blah, 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 he goes, hey, by the way, did Bodega kill a chicken? I was like, what? Why would skunks, yes, opossums, yes, got it. But chicken, why would a chicken come in the yard? That's stupid.
His dog chased a chicken into our yard.
So a rooster went in his yard. Mm-hmm. Their dog scared it away. It hopped up on the fence and then jumped over on our side. Deathly mistake.
Idiot. Here's the gross part, though.
Oh,
so
God.
not only was it this huge rooster, by the way.
Yeah.
I noticed, by the way, the next day that Bodega pulled out all of its tail feathers.
Okay, so here's what's weird,
He pulled out all the tail feathers.
There were
Do you think he
feathers?
grabbed it by the ass?
So here's the funny thing.
That's what I think.
I don't know if you noticed this, but there were feathers by the trampoline.
I did.
Which
all
is on one side of the yard. And then we ultimately found the dead chicken, which I'll let you tell the funny thing about the dead chicken, by the stairs.
Yeah.
Here's what I found yesterday is we have a koi pond, which is actually on the other side of the yard. There were feathers everywhere.
Oh, he chased this thing.
He had this thing all over the yard. So there were feathers in the water, like all over. Like
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, there were feathers, like long ones too.
Yeah, those are his tail feathers.
Yeah, so
that means Bodega had him by the ass.
He was chasing him all over the place.
Well,
but
he got him.
He ultimately killed him, and
he broke its neck. So it's clear the neck is broken. So Bodega got that thing, broke its neck, and walked away. Except that he ate its feet.
He ate the fucking chicken feet. He had nubs.
What is that?
It was like
he had nubs.
I mean, he had his legs.
But the part the part you fry and chew on in some lands,
that was there.
That he ate that.
Savage chicken feet.
I think that's his Nordic blood.
Whatever.
You know, maybe back in the Nordic old days, Huskies were given the chicken feet.
And it was big too. That thing was
huge.
Several pounds.
Several
pounds.
It was at least 5 or 6
at least,
pounds. It was
at
huge.
least. It was a big rooster.
It was so gross. All right, well, I think
do uglies?
We should do our ugly and awkward moments of the week.
Well, mine is yours.
It is?
It's the same.
The bathroom?
Yeah.
Why? How is it why is it awkward for you?
Because I yelled. That's not awkward?
I don't think that's fair. I don't think you're allowed to take mine.
Fine.
You're going to have to come up with something of your own.
Then you go first then.
Fine. I think that's only fair considering this is my segment and I'm the awkward.
But you don't normally go first is my point.
Well, I'm going first. So we're at the LAX airport. And now in the past, and it seems remarkably weird, coincidental that this only happens when I'm with you. Mm-hmm. Last time one of the times we were at Target and I had to pee and I walked right in on a man urinating in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, you told that. That was a couple weeks ago, I think.
More than that, but yes. So this time we're at LAX and you would think with all of the signs and the new gender neutral, which they have at LAX, that, now they have 3 or 4 in a row. There's the family bathroom, there's the gender neutral bathroom, and then there's the men and the women.
Yep.
So I think what happened is I saw the gender neutral, which had both of the little characters on it.
Right.
And I just made a right and I walked right in and I'm almost into the urinal area and all of a sudden out of nowhere, wrong one. And I look up and I'm in the men's bathroom. And what was worse is that there were men streaming into the bathroom. It wasn't like there was no one around.
Yeah, he walked right by you.
Yeah. The gentleman with gray hair. I remember. And I was like, oh shit. And he gave me a look like, what are we doing here? What's happening? This is not where you should belong.
By the way, that was me that yelled wrong one. Loudly.
Yes, and so producer,
apparently.
Well, yeah, and it was very loud. And I'm like, oh, gee, thanks for minimizing the embarrassment, husband.
That's my job.
Thanks, protector of the family, for making sure that your wife is an anomaly.
In your defense, there was like a 4-inch wall that separated the two. It wasn't like a hall. It wasn't like most airports where it's literally, 50 feet away.
I'm literally blushing right now because I couldn't believe I did it twice.
You did.
And the thing is that you would... there's no excuse. I mean, the 4-inch wall, like 99.9% of the people can figure that shit out.
I don't know what it is with you in that.
I have a one-track mind. I couldn't wait to get back to the odors of female dirtiness and just ran right in there. That's all it is. Do you have an awkward moment?
I do.
Oh, let's hear it. Wait, is it the parking? Because you don't know where to park ever?
No.
Oh, sorry. Go
Great.
on.
I'll hold that one.
No.
For 6 months from now when I come on the show again. No, mine is actually did it twice.
Oh. Do I know about this?
You do?
Did you cut your testicles with scissors again?
Jesus Christ, no.
Okay, what is it?
That was a bad one, though. That's the king of all producer
that reminds me, actually, I have this new thing where I like to watch Dr. Pimple Popper at night.
It's the fucking worst thing ever. Like, I don't judge.
You better not judge me.
I silently judge, but like,
you silently judge me?
It's ridiculous. You're watching full-on pimple surgeries.
They're not pimples. They're cysts.
Whatever. There's something wrong with that. That's not normal shit. Anyway, so...
Said the guy who watches porn in the shower. Whatever.
What?
Go.
Okay, first of all, if I did do that... Okay. Second of all, how is that mentally twisted like watching pimples get popped?
It is mentally twisted! Anyway, go.
Get the fuck out of here. So, mine is... I forgot our child. Twice.
Oh my God. You're really fortunate that she's almost an adult because if she was a small child,
it's minutes. And, okay, so the easy thing and the cowardly thing to do here would be to say that she is almost 18 and should have her fucking driver's license. But
that is the truth.
But that's not my fault. So
it's not your fault.
No.
Whose fault is it?
It's not my fault that she has no driver's license. It is my fault that I forgot her. So the very first time I was supposed to pick her up, I had set a reminder on my phone because I know how I get.
Right.
But this one was for practice, so it wasn't like I was working from home or anything like that. So the first episode was that I was supposed to pick her up at a certain time from practice, and I got the brand new... This is so embarrassing. I got the brand new Madden football game.
Is this the 18. One? Is this the long shot one?
Yes, and it has for the very first time, it has this story mode where it's called long shot, and you're basically playing a story. You're making decisions, you're doing things, and so I was really, and it's mostly like watching a movie. You don't have to do a whole lot. So I was really involved. Totally forgot to pick her up. And you get a text, or I got a text. Oh, the reminder went off, but my phone was on silent. You got a text, and as soon as you got the text, like before I was like, oh shit! Got in the car, boom, went and got her. I mean, that one was bad because I was like
nighttime.
10, 15 minutes late, and somebody had to wait.
Yeah.
Like, wait with her to get picked up.
She's like,
so
hey, is anyone coming to get me? And I'm
that
like,
was bad. The school's only like 8 minutes away, but still. I should have been there waiting, not literally leaving after her practice was over. So the second one is I was working from home, and I made a call. The person was not there, so I left them a message. It was like 15 minutes before she got out of school. So I said, okay, well, it's time to go. I'll go. And so I got up, I started to go, and the guy called me back. So I got on the phone, and at that moment, instantly forgot what I was supposed to be doing. And, of course, was late picking her up from school by about 6 minutes. But
I'm shaking my head at you.
I know you are. You're SMHing. I get it.
You know.
So that my ugly and awkward moment is that I forgot my child, our love child.
Your only child, your love.
No, it's not my only child by far, but it is the youngest and the most spoiled and all those things, and I forgot her twice
in a week.
And so
same week.
So here's what's happening. So I'm on the way to get her the second time, and you and I are chatting instead of talking on the phone because I'm in the car now. And I'm like, I'm sorry I did this and blah, 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 and it won't happen again. And you're like, this is not up for debate. And I'm just like, I lost it. So I'm like, there's literally no excuse. I just got to pick her up. She was fine. It was only a few minutes late. There were still thousands of people, whatever. But still, it was bad. And I didn't argue. Yeah, it was.
You lose,
ugly
sir.
moment.
I
did. So.
I win.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I win.
Going into the guys' room.
10,000 points. Well,
10,000.
No, more than that. I'd say 60,000.
I'm going to go 16,500 for you.
No, I'm going to say 60, but that's okay.
Oh, 60?
Yeah.
No one ever in 237 episodes has gotten 60,000 points.
Well, it's my show.
Okay.
And I can do whatever I want.
Godspeed.
Thank you. You can't do anything about it.
You just padded your annual total to beat Paula. That's all.
Paula she's a walking awkward.
She has 1 million bonus points just for being her.
She's just existing is more awkward than me most times.
You know what's funny is we can totally talk shit about her because she doesn't listen to the show.
I'm not, but others do, and they will report, and I wouldn't anyway.
I know. Anyway. Jerk.
Okay, so to wrap it up, we're going to make this brief, but as I said last week to Paula, our daughter, our 22-year-old, decided that it was time for her to leave the nest. Yep. And that happened on her birthday, which is like a double stab to the heart. I'm happy for her. I'm genuinely happy in an outer realm, but honestly, I don't want any of them to leave me. And which is funny because you called me Beverly Goldberg the other night. And it is true. Yeah. I want them with me at all times. I would literally do anything for my children. Now, I know that everybody would literally do anything for their children. But I have anxiety. And I make up horrible circumstances in my brain.
I know.
Which requires them to be with me at all times.
So if you didn't know the reference, watch one episode of The Goldbergs and watch the mom.
That's me. Except I don't call them Schmoopy Love Kitten... Boo Boo Bear. Yeah. I don't do that, but it is absolutely.
But the general feeling is there.
I'll do anything for them.
You're a really good mix of Beverly Goldberg and Claire the mom on Modern Family.
Because I offend others.
There's a mixture in there. It's a good. It's a good use.
It's true. They all roll their eyes at me, and I'm offensive, but that's okay. Yeah. I don't mind being the bad guy. I am good at being the bad guy.
Sure.
Anyway. So she decided to move out. I've had a lot of anxiety about the bed situation. I can't let it go. So I sent you out, and you bought her a brand new bed because I just couldn't imagine her sleeping on the floor. It was killing me. And so
she was saying things like futons and air mattresses and sleeping beds.
I can't have it. So she has a brand new snuggly bed, thank the Lord, and then thank the parents or you. But it's done, and I was actually able to rest knowing that she was sleeping in a safe bed. Yeah. But it takes about when my son moved out, it took about 2 weeks for me to get over it.
Yeah.
The crying jags have lessened, but I'm still I can feel it right now.
Yeah, it's not easy. This is the
But
third.
I'm happy for her, but I hate it. And it's not getting easier. It's getting harder.
Every time
I'm
they
mad.
have moved out, the 3 that have moved out or moved away or whatever, it's been hard every time, and it's not going to stop being hard. And
it's getting more and more difficult, and that's making me angry.
I think what was interesting here too
is they need to think about me. They need to think about my feelings.
Like when Kenzie left that day, we made a massive mistake.
What? Oh,
we also let
our daughter
spend the youngest, the 17-year-old, spend the night
at her friend's
house. So it's not like we've never been alone. People have spent the night somewhere, things like that. But I think the night that she moves out and Mackenzie spends her first night in her new apartment, we also let Malia go spend the night at her friend's house, and it felt empty nest. It was like
it does.
And I know it's probably happened before.
Here's the thing, though. What's weird? Here's the weird thing, though, about it is that we aren't old enough to be experiencing empty nest yet. We're not. We're nowhere near 50.
No.
But we had our kids when we were children. Like we were super young.
Right.
And so now we're doing stuff that our parents endured when they were way older. I mean, they were not in their mid 40s.
Well, we get that all the time, right? It's like you're too young to have a 26-year-old or 22-year-old or whatever.
But what sucks,
and we were, early 20s when we had kids. So
I used to consider it a badge of honor that I was the youngest mom and all this. Yeah. And I still am, by the way. I'm still one of the younger moms.
Well, we have some people our age or just lightly under our age that have small children.
I know.
And we're going to empty nest by the time we hit 50.
And what's funny is those people go, "Oh, you're so lucky," and I'm like, "Yeah, talk to me when your kid leaves. Tell me how that feels."
So let's talk about the solution that both you and Malia have come up with for having a big house and just the 3 of us.
Our house is cavernous. It needs to be filled, and I can't have children because I'm old as fuck. But I can have animals, and if I had at least an acre, we would have lambs in this house.
We would have a plantation.
We would absolutely. It would be Jamie's Filling the Void Plantation is what it would be called.
FTV Plantation.
I would create a rescue for this place to try to fill the voids.
So funny.
And the thing is that I know now why older people want grandchildren.
Yeah.
Because they can't take the loneliness of their children being gone.
Yeah.
I'm not minimizing how much fun you and I have, by the way. I mean, we went to the Foo Fighters and we
had a blast.
Listen, we outlasted all those fucking minivan parents. And they are assholes, by the way. Oh my God. I couldn't wait for them to leave. I hated them.
And then we went out and had beers and burgers after and stayed out till 2 a.m. like big people.
Yeah, we stayed out with all the hipster dopes. Whoop, whoop. Drunken 2 a.m. in the middle of Sacramento.
We were definitely not the youngest motherfuckers in that place, though. not at all.
No, we were not.
I mean, we didn't, it wasn't obvious, but still.
Well, listen, I mean, we have a lot of fun. And
we do.
And that part of our life, thank God we like each other. Because now we're going to be alone a lot. And we're going to have to, God, I'm just so grateful that our sex life is still real good. And, my biggest concern is my libido going away.
Right. You said that the other day.
Hardcore, I'm so afraid my libido is going to just leave. And then I'm going to be a shriveled up old raisin, day old bread. But I don't think, because I'm so worried, I don't think that it's going to be like that. I think it will be always something, because I will absolutely force the issue. I'll be like, look, we haven't had sex in a week. Come on. Seriously, dude.
Let's do this.
We are not that old. Let's figure it out, when we're 60 or whatever.
For sure.
But anyway.
Well, what was the question you asked me last night? Like we were falling asleep.
Well, we don't sleep with clothes on.
Right. And you're like, do you think we'll sleep naked when we're 90?
Yeah. Do you think you want to see me when I'm naked, wandering around wrinkly?
I don't think you'll
dragging
be
my saggy ass to bed at 90.
You drink 6 gallons of water and moisturize every day. I can't see you being wrinkly. I think that's more likely to happen to me than to you.
Well,
my leg a lot.
Listen, old man ass is real, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
I saw the grossest picture today.
What?
It was on Facebook. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, but it was just their chest. So it could have been fat man titties or really narrow old lady titties. Okay, so
did it look like fried eggs nailed to a fence?
Yes, but the nipple was like an udder. It was like an inch or two each one, right?
What kind of things
I'll show
are
it. No. It was somebody. It was a what if, like a what if type thing. It's like
right.
Would you suck on these or let your best friend die? That's what it said. I'll post it.
Oh
I'll share
Wait, was that question asked to
it was
males
in the,
or females?
it was in the meme. It didn't say that. It just said, would you suck on these or let your best friend die? It didn't say. It was.
I mean, just to discuss. I mean, I would probably do it.
Yeah, but it was pretty gross. I know. It was. I don't usually.
That could be a reality, though. My boobs could turn into missiles.
That could be,
you don't even
come
know.
on.
They could lay flat and down and low. It could look like
she
a bowling.
doesn't step on hers, Ma.
It could look like a bowling ball in a sock. You don't know.
Yeah.
That could happen. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Stop massaging me.
I'm gonna.
Down by my thighs. Hey, 2 for 1. Hey.
2 for 1.
Hey, 2 for 1. We look forward to the day.
God.
All right. Well, I think we've done enough.
Sure.
I think we've done enough.
We've done enough damage.
If anybody's still listening, congratulations. Congratulations. You made it. You made it.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say the champagne was a good idea.
Yes, I would agree.
Not that it's ever a bad idea, but
thank you for listening. Thank you so much for supporting. You guys are buying Avon, and we really appreciate it. If you haven't tried Avon, I know it sounds lame, but it isn't lame. It's actually really cool. I'm a makeup snob. I have all the things. I do MAC, Lorac, Tarte, Urban Decay. I wear all of it. All of it. But I also have makeup from Avon, and I absolutely use it. I use everything. So please make a choice one time. Try the Avon. There's a lot of really cute products. It won't kill you. And if you don't...
Try Avon. It won't kill you.
Hey, that's a really good thing. They should do that.
Should be a slogan.
Try Avon. It won't kill you. And Avon's actually coming out with some really cool stuff next year, as are we. And we'll announce that later. It's going to be so
fun.
Exciting.
Very exciting news coming soon.
We're not famous or nothing exciting like that's happening, but we are making some changes.
We're doing the show naked.
Super exciting.
No, that's not it.
And we hope that you will continue to listen and find out about that. So have a great weekend. I'm sorry, I'm going to burp again. Okay.
All right. Bye, people.
Bye.
That's a wrap. But make sure to watch your podcast feed for all the screw-ups and edits from this episode and what we call Ugly Cuts. And then we'll have a brand new full episode for you next week. Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.